there, New Yorkers. Welcome to What's Up, New York. I'm your host, Valerie, and today we'll be exploring the wonderful cuisines in the vibrant city. Join me as we taste the mouth-watering dishes here at Kalye at 251 Broome Street. Let's get going and try some of their delectable Filipino cuisines. All right, well, let's meet the mastermind behind these culinary creations. Joining me is Rob, the owner of Kalye Restaurant. Rob, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so could you tell our viewers just a little bit about the inspiration behind the restaurant and what it sets it apart from other places in New York?
There are two versions of that. The first version is because of the pandemic. As weird as it may sound, it's because of that. Henry and I were in the middle of Times Square and it was empty.
Oh my God.
The marquee lights were still on, but it was pretty much empty, and we wanted to help the city get back on its feet again.
Yeah.
Right? To bring the energy back into the city by having our own storefront. So that's the first version. Second version is eventually I realized, or we both realized, that there's not enough Filipino representation in the US scene in the United States. And so we wanted to contribute to that, particularly in the areas of food and culture.
Yes, for sure. I'm from Delaware, so I go to school in Delaware, and it's really hard to find authentic Filipino food, especially if you're not in a big city like New York or Philadelphia or one of those. So it's really great that you guys are bringing stuff like that more in the forefront of the cultural scene here in New York.
Yeah, and I did not by any means start it.
Yeah.
There are other Filipino restaurateurs, entrepreneurs that have gone before us and have paved the way for us to be able to get this exposure. And so, we're just sort of keeping the momentum up.
Going, yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned you guys started this idea during the pandemic through those hard times that we've all experienced. So opening up a restaurant in New York City, I'm sure even not through a pandemic, is quite a journey. What challenges did you face when you were bringing these Filipino flavors to the diverse palate of the city?
The first would be getting a real estate.
Oh, for sure.
Getting the space is difficult. And not just in terms of location, but also in terms of the landlord that you're negotiating with.
For sure.
Not to mention the other players in that system, the brokers, the lawyers. So there's a lot of moving pieces for you to get that space.
Not even having to do with the food.
Nothing
Nothing to do with
the
the business side.
And then you get to the food part.
Yeah.
The food part is where you sort of review your concept, right? So you have an original concept before you even look for a space, but then you found your space.
Yeah.
But the space wouldn't really go with the concept that you originally thought of. And so now you have to change it. Once you pivoted to fit your space, now you have to pivot to fit the needs of your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Because for us to survive, our neighbors will have to support us.
Yeah.
Yes, we get a lot of customers from outside of our neighborhood, but primarily for us to be able to survive, the neighbors must like us.
Yeah. And you mentioned you soft launched last year. Is that kind of the purpose of a soft launch, to kind of experiment, see what's working, see what's not?
Absolutely. Yeah.
What did you kind of learn through that soft launch?
First things first, people in Lower East Side, they want to have seating tables, particularly if it's a new concept. They want to experience not just the food, but the whole vibe.
Yeah.
And so we changed the concept from being a fast casual sort of takeout delivery type concept to more sit-in, still very casual type of a restaurant. And people seem to be okay with it.
Yeah, for sure. It's a beautiful place. I'd love to have meals here, like when I'm coming home from work or going to lunch.
Thank you. We brought in a lot of our colors.
Great vibes. Great
Thanks.
vibes. Going along with the locals. So Kalye has become a hotspot for locals and visitors alike.
Oh, thank you.
So how do you see the future of Filipino cuisine evolving in this culinary landscape, which is also always evolving in New York?
Optimistic. I have to.
Yeah.
Japanese food. I'm only mentioning Asian cuisines here. Japanese food, Korean food, Thai, Vietnamese. They've been in the scene for a very long time, and recently Korean, South Korean. And I think it's high time for Filipino food to really make sort of a splash in the culinary scene. So hopefully our effort and the efforts of all the other Filipino restaurant owners will help bring that notoriety in the culinary scene.
For sure. And I mean, Filipino cuisine, I mean, I'm biased because I'm half Filipino, but it's quite unique. It's a little different than some of your Eastern Asian foods. So it's nice that they both have their spot now in New York.
Totally agree.
Yeah. So, Rob, the ube sliders and the ube pandesal, they're really unique offerings that you guys have here at Kalye. So could you tell us more about the significance of ube in Filipino cuisine and how like you incorporate it into dishes?
I think I can speak for myself or for my mom in particular. She loves ube. I remember when I was a kid, I'll go to other people's houses and they'll serve me savory and sweet dishes, and I always go for the sweet first, and that means the ube halaya.
Yeah.
And I always tell people I can live out of ube halaya just that.
Yeah.
Not having to eat any other food. But of course, I've grown and I know that I can't have too much of the good things. So,
Yes.
But really, ube is such a unique Filipino delicacy. I know Vietnam and Thailand also produce them, but first, because we all belong in the Southeast Asia region. But I think the country that really put it in the map is the Philippines. And so we can claim that as our contribution to the culinary scene worldwide, right? So if everyone's saying ube, ube, ube because it comes from the Philippines, by all means, let's take it. It's us.
For sure, yeah. Take advantage, like incorporate it into so many classic dishes. It's almost like a fusion, like.
Correct.
Yeah. You guys are serving pork barbecue, I hear now, and it has a nice smoky flavor, like we like with barbecue. What's the secret behind your marinade and what makes it a customer favorite?
It's not really a secret, but I'll tell you.
Yeah.
It's the banana ketchup.
It's so iconic.
Have you had banana ketchup before?
Yeah.
Do you like it? Do you like the sweet flavor or the spicy flavor?
I'm not a spicy person, so I have to
So
go
you go
with
for
the
the
sweet.
sweet. So I've been asked about this. So we do a lot of the street fairs.
Yes.
And other Filipino chefs have come to me and say, how come your barbecue is tender compared to the other Filipino barbecues?
Yeah.
Is that unique to your barbecue? And I said, no, it's not. It's actually how we make our barbecue back in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And the way we do it is that the slicing should be no more than 1/4 of an inch.
Okay.
And then you have to cut against the grain.
Oh, okay.
So that you're not. So it's a technical way of explaining things, but basically something to do with banana ketchup, the combination of banana ketchup, the combination of the way you cut the pork,
Yeah.
and of course you have to have your soy sauce, your garlic,
Yeah.
right, your pepper, all of that staple Filipino
Flavors.
flavors.
Yeah. Awesome. Wow, that's interesting. I've never heard that explanation of barbecue before. It's really how you like use the technique and handle the product.
That's right. Now it's all out.
Yeah. Wow.
Now
You heard
anyone
it here
can do it.
first. All right. Going on to sweet dessert.
All right.
Halo halo. Iconic Filipino dessert.
It is.
We
It
see
is.
food bloggers
Jollibee had it.
and just like food bloggers, the first Filipino food they taste all the time. Halo halo. Because it's so different. It means mix, correct?
Correct.
Mix. So, could you share some insights into the various layers and ingredients that make up this dessert for people that don't know at home?
Well, it's a tricky question because it really depends on where you come from in the Philippines.
Okay.
If you're talking about halo-halo in the north, it's usually like in particular, I can speak for my kababayans in Pampanga, Kapampangans. we use very few ingredients.
Yeah.
Three main ingredients would be leche flan, coconut sports or makapuno, right? And then you have your milk, which is a proprietary type of milk where they combine different types of milk.
Yeah.
So that's the northern version of halo-halo. And then you have the Tagalog version of the halo-halo where you get a lot of the colors.
Yeah.
And that's the popular one.
Yeah.
Or at least the internationally known halo-halo where you see a lot of the colors. That's what Jollibee does.
Yeah.
So what makes halo-halo special, I think, it's because it's a representation of how colorful Filipinos are, not just in terms of its culture, fashion, but also in terms of its food.
Yeah.
So yeah, by all means, eat halo and eat all kinds of halo-halo.
Yeah. It's funny because at school we have an event, me and my friends, Halo Halloween, right? So we make halo-halo, and it's interesting to see how different people make it because we just put all the ingredients out and it's like whatever you want in it.
Correct.
Actually, debate whether or not you like beans in your halo-halo. Because I personally am not too much into the beans, but my roommate goes crazy for them. So
I'll go for beans.
yeah, yeah, that's the traditional way. All right. Well, thank you, Rob, so much for giving us a glimpse into the world of Kalye Restaurant. It's been an honor.
Same.
To learn about your passion for food and the journey that brought you to this wonderful restaurant that people need to check out, right? So, and there you have it. Thank you, Rob, again. And join us next time as we continue to uncover the hidden gems and delectable treats that make up the heart of New York City. Until then, keep exploring and savoring the flavors around you. Bye.
All right.
Wow. So much flavor. He's really right when he said that it's more tender than I'm used to. It's really good. Barbecue is one of my favorites, and this has a nice smoky, a little bit of spice, but enough that I can handle because I'm a little bit of a baby when it comes to spicy food. I have to have another bite. Thank you. Ooh, this looks good. Now this is a bestseller, so I'm excited. I've never had an ube bun before. Let's try it. Wow. That's like a flavor explosion. I know I keep saying flavor, but it's my favorite part about Filipino food. It's so much like mouth explosions of different types of flavor, especially this meat is like tender and juicy. This is like perfect. It goes so well with the flavor. Honestly, so good. Ooh. All right, thank you. These are the inasal wings. All right, how do I go in? I don't want to mess it up. It looks too pretty. All right. Woo. So tender. Fell off the bone. It's rough. It's got a little bit of like a fresh flavor to it. Nice and light. I love it. The sweet is nice to break up all the strong savory flavors. That's good too. And look at that plating. Ooh. Yummy. I don't know if I can finish all by myself though. Look at that. Look at how much food. This is good for like all ages. I feel like kids would like this. Not overwhelming. Very, very good. Filipino ice cream sandwich. This is the ultimate Filipino dessert, halo-halo. Once again, it means mix. So it actually looks like we have the like you said, the Tagalog version where it's like the colors of the jellies and all of that. Yummy. And then the beans, a little bit of crunch. So we got all these textures. Let's see how it is. And leche. Ooh. Leche flan. So a lot of people when they eat halo-halo, they mix for real. like mix it all up. I'm just not that person because it just looks so pretty. I don't want to mess it up, but I'll do it for the show. Okay, this is the jelly. That's my favorite part. I love the jellies and halo halo. Mix it up. Like Rob said, there's this outdoor seating that they added here at Kalye, which is so nice on Broome Street. If you look around at all the nice colors, there's even this artwork done by Kat Serrano, a book author of New York. So it's a great place to sit outside on these nice summer days and enjoy the scenery and people watch. And there you have it. Join us next time as we continue to uncover the hidden gems and delectable delights in the heart of New York City. Until then, keep exploring and savoring the flavors around you. This is Valerie West from WhatsUp, New York.